Right behind me is the 1904. It's an amazing event center we just funded off the Atlanta Beltline. The borrower was going bank financing and they were taking forever and dragging their feet. Yieldy stepped in 5 days and got it closed for them. They just finished the renovation. Let's go take a look.
I took a page out of your favorite book. You sold me lies just by the way you look. Taught me a language that I'll never speak. Baby, that ain't for me, that ain't for me. I dug my grave watching the way you move. You took me higher than I ever flew. Too many times gave you a second chance. Baby, I'm just a man, I'm just a man.
So this one came in through Philip, one of our best brokers. He called us and said, I'm working with a guy, trying to get him bank financing. They're dragging their feet. And he's like, can you guys get it done quickly, 5 days or less, and also fund the renovation of this project? So that we loved. The leverage, 65%. So he was bringing 35% to the table. 65% on a commercial deal like this is exactly where we want to be. And then the borrower himself. He's very experienced. He's got an established business, like we mentioned, great credit score, great income, most importantly, great character. He's a great guy. We've gotten to know him over the process, and we'd like to host some events here and use the space. It turned out so nice.
So this is a full catering facility. We will be hosting events, holiday parties, weddings, bar mitzvahs, anything like that that requires a space to have a party. This is your space.
So when Raph reached out to us, I knew quickly within the first 5 minutes that he was a good human being, which is important to us. We like high character borrowers. And the renovation's been really impressive, and he's about to walk us through it and kind of talk through it with us. So let's check it out.
Yes, everything is brand new, from the parking lot to the patio to the doors to the brick wall to the steel stairs to the second floor that's also new. So this is a 500-pound steel plate that's supported from the inside.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think it's heavy.
So some people don't notice it, but yeah, it's full steel and it's actually supported from the inside of the building by columns with the foundation. So this is kind of like, I guess you could technically call it like a ballroom area. So this would be for seating guests, a cocktail party, DJ, band. You could also do a corporate retreat in here, and you could throw up a screen here and set up a conference here and do seminars. So it has
all the natural light in Europe.
Yeah. So it's got a lot of different uses. The backdrop here is more of a kind of, you could use it as a reception area for people to come in. We've done a lot of different wood and architectural features in here to kind of warm the space up so it doesn't feel like it needs a lot to kind of make it home.
Yeah.
So
Beautiful.
Remind us how this looked before.
And so this was a restaurant for 15 years. It was actually a James Beard semi-finalist for Restaurant of the Year back in like the early 2000s. It was red brick. It was dark paints, dark black ceilings. This was an open kitchen, no second floor. Had a curved wall in here, just very different kind of contemporary style, a lot of cinder blocks and glass. And so we just tried to kind of like refine it, but still use some of the existing kind of features.
Done a full 180, it looks great.
Yep. So yeah, we wanted to have a really great, strong bar, so when people walk in, they just kind of feel it, like, hey, this is part of the package. So we had this custom bar made, we had tile brought in from San Francisco. This was the existing wine rack that was here before, and so we repurposed it and cut some shelves out, and then we're still kind of working through it. We had a chalkboard brought in, kind of skyline viewed it with our logo and everything. We got a working ladder that goes across, kind of like a library. And we did more wood throughout in here, lit up the bar.
I see, so the 1904 on Piedmont Park is the name, right?
That is the name, yes.
What's the history behind the name?
So in 1904, the city of Atlanta bought Piedmont Park from a private owner. I think it used to be like his own private hunting club or something.
I didn't know that.
And so that's when they purchased the property in 1904. And so the property line borders the park. And so we want people to come in and feel like they're at the park, they're doing something with Atlanta. If they're coming from out of town, they feel like they've been here.
We're so glad we worked it out. You've obviously been a great borrower, and this is an awesome project. So,
yeah, I think Yieldy was critical in getting this space and my project to the finish line. I think in the banking world, there's a lot of hurdles you encounter, and sometimes the bank doesn't really have the vision, and they don't have soldiers on the ground to can see the work and see the potential. And so Yieldy was able to respond quickly, and they understood the project. They understood the location and what it needed to take to get it done. And so that's what I needed. I needed a good partner, and I needed to get the capital to finish the project.
and for us, it was common sense lending. Location, asset, great borrower. It made a whole lot of common sense to us, and super glad we did it. Hopefully we'll do another one at some point.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so the Beltline is actually right behind you. You can see the gravel path right there. And so people access the Beltline from this trail back here and through there, and that kind of cuts into Piedmont Park, and it cuts through, and then you can access Midtown.
Why would someone want to put their money in this deal right here?
Well, first I would say because it's a great asset. We're sitting on the Beltline, so it's irreplaceable real estate. Second, the borrower. We've got a great borrower with a track record who's been in business for over 10 years, doing what he's going to be doing in this space. He just needed to expand to a bigger space. And so as traditional banks can't see that kind of opportunity because they don't dive into the due diligence like we do. They don't get to know the borrower like we do. And so that's why it's a safe investment. It's a $3 million asset. We lent $2 million. Our average investor put up $250,000. They're receiving a 9% return on that money, which is $1,850 a month, and they don't have to do anything. We do all the hard work.
So if I invested $250,000 with you guys, and then this loan paid off, what happens to all my $250,000?
So because of our technology, the process is streamlined. When this deal pays off and the money is wired back to Yieldy, then we'll send out an automated email to all of our investors that are in this deal that says, hey, congratulations, your loan is paid off. You have two options. You can either reinvest it into these 3 deals that are upcoming that we're closing in the next couple weeks, or we can send you your money back. So it gives the investor the opportunity, and I would say 90% of the time, investors roll their money into the new deal because they want to keep their money working for them.
The beauty of it is the transparency that it provides to the investor. They know exactly where their money is. So unlike putting their money into a REIT where it could be in any number of properties that may be good or may be bad, they know exactly where their money is, they know exactly what's happening with the property, and they know exactly when it pays off. So that visibility, what we find is they like that a lot, and it typically makes them want to roll their money into the next deal that they take a look at.
This is probably the most exciting part for me, is because none of this rooftop is here.
No, it wasn't. We just finished it, and this was the only reason we bought this property, was clearing it with the city that we could do this. So we've got about 1,600 square feet of rooftop terrace up here. It's got a lot of green space, city skyline. It's a wide open space, so it's very flexible for any event, whether it's a wedding, a cocktail party, a kids party. You could do a movie showing up here. So wanted to make the space as flexible as possible so people can kind of create their own event.
You're the man.
All right, thanks guys.
This deal was a lot of fun. We had to get really creative, and I love, and our team loves, getting a deal done that a bank can't. And I think most importantly for us, we helped a small business owner in Atlanta get his business up and running, and we saw the vision, and a bank couldn't. And that's why we do what we do, and we'll see you on the next episode.